part 6 of home church versus a large building church gathering for Christians. Why or why not? This part is about tithing and where you feel like that might be a stumbling block. Like, well, if you aren't in church, then you can't tithe. And I confront that as well. Because, I guess, and I'm not bashing or saying that large buildings with a pastor, with an elder board are not important and that isn't also following God. Yes, it is. But with the kingdom being inside of us, and if you have searched and you cannot find one that is a fit for your family, and you don't trust that they could lead your children better than you and your believing husband, and you start meeting with other friends or neighbors or family, if you brought your monies together the way that they did in the New Testament, the disciples brought their monies and their goods together and they took care of each other, and they still had more overwhelming or overflowing to give out to those in need. The same can happen here. You can bring forth your 10%, like the Old Testament says, the tithe, which is the first fruits to God, and bring those together as what's honorable to Him. And then also have an offering if you have other goods, if you have extra money that you would like to put together. All of you as a whole can figure out what are the needs in our community. Is there a family who is in dire need? Is there a place like a Goodwill or a St. Vincent or a food drive that we could put our money towards, that we could gather food for? Is there a day when we're going to go out to the grocery store and we're going to pay people's bills for their grocery bill? Ones who look like they're struggling and they have a lot of kids and they need help. What about those who are put out of work? What about the elderly? There are so many different places that your money can come and go back out into this world and not be for you. The tithe is bring your money to the church, and then what? What happens to it when it goes to the church building? Well, it goes through the elders, it goes through the pastor. The pastor has to be paid, the staff has to be paid, the electricity, the this, the that, the other. Well, if you're in a home church and that money comes together, there's nothing that extra money has to go to except for the needs. So that is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. If you have a home church, if you're meeting outside of a church building that has a title, you can still bring forth a tithe, and together you can decide who you're going to bless in Jesus' name. And it can be for Him, and it should be agreed upon by those involved. So that's my belief.